मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानम् आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दमूर्तिं स्वात्मारामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे सकलमुनिजनानां ज्ञानदातारमाराध त्रिभुवनगुरुमीशं जननमरणदुःखच्छेददक्षं नमामि।
गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिर्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः माया कल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतम् मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यभिमहा योगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये यस्यैव स्फुरणं सदात्मकमसत्कल्पार्थकं भासते साक्षात् तत्त्वमसीति वेदवचसा यो बोधयत्याश्रिताः यत्साक्षात्करणात् भवेन पुनरावृत्तिर्भवां बोधितौ तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ज्ञानचित्रघटोदरस्थितमः दीपप्रभाभास्वरं ज्ञानं यस्य चक्षुरादिकरणद्वारा स्पन्दते जानामीति तमेव भान्तमनुभात् एतत् समस्तं जगत् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये देहं प्राणमपीन्द्रियाण्यपि चलां बुद्धिं च शून्यं विदुः श्रीबालान्धजडोपमास्त्वहमिति भ्रान्ता मायाशक्तिविलासकल्पितमहा व्यामोहसंहारिणे तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये tell them that is on श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये.
Did you inform them? Did you inform those?
Yeah, I haven't informed. We have to text. प्रागस्वाप्समिति प्रबोधसमये यः प्रत्यभिज्ञायते तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये. बाल्यादिष्वपि जाग्रदादिषु तथा सर्वास्वस्थास्वपि व्यावृत्तास्वनुवर्तमानमविद्यन्तं स्फुरन्तं सदा स्वात्मानं प्रकटीकरोति भजतां यो मुद्रया भद्रया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये. विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राद्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जागृति वाय एष पुरुषः माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये. ब्रह्मांसनयोन्विलोम्बरमः नातो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् नान्यत्किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशतां यस्मात् परस्माद् विभोः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये. सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिस्तवेः तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानात् च सङ्कीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिः
Still connecting internet we can connect.
ईश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्ध्येत् पुनरष्टधा परिणतं च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम् ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम्.
The temple Wi-Fi is the best, is it? Temple Wi-Fi is best. Balu have Sevex. VV Sevex, right? We will try. Oh, okay.
सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. So, in the second verse, Shankaracharya is dealing with the meaning of the word Tat Padartha. The first verse was Tvam Padartha. Tat Padartha meaning the word Tat occurring in the Mahavakyam Tattvamasi. The meaning of the word is Brahman or Paramatma. And in this verse, Shankaracharya talks about Brahman as the Jagat Karanam, the cause of the universe, both the intelligent and material cause. So other YouTube is working, right? Abhinna nimitta upadhana karanam. And also Shankaracharya wants to establish the Satkaryavadaha, which is the teaching that any product must potentially exist in its cause. Satkaryavasa. A non-existent thing can never come to existence, and therefore mango tree must potentially exist in its cause, the mango seed. The coconut tree must potentially exist in its cause, the coconut seed. This theory is called Satkaryavadaha. Any product exists in its cause in potential form before its manifestation. Srishtehe purvam karyam karane sat iti vadaha iti satkaryavadaha. Srishtehe purvam karyam karane sat. So Sat means existence, iti vadaha, satkaryavadaha. Extending this principle, Shankaracharya says the whole universe is a product, karyam, and the universe must have existed before its origination also, and at that time, pre-creation time, it must have existed in potential form, which is called nirvikalpa roopam, avyaktam, avyakritam roopam. English, potential form, unmanifest form, undifferentiated form.
It's okay, sir. Internet type.
Just leave it, don't worry. Just leave it. And where should the universe exist in potential form? In the seed of the universe, in the karanam of the universe, which is called Brahman. Now, each word is to be understood correctly, okay? Putturappa. Leave it. Everybody is looking at you. They are not looking at me. Same. There is no akriti, avyakriti. Akriti means form. Avyakta, unmanifest. Now, where should the universe exist in potential form? Where it should exist? That is the question. Now, in the seed of the universe, in the karanam of the universe, which is called Brahman. So, Brahman is the existing principle. Now, what is the seed? The seed is Maya. Where does it exist? Brahman. Therefore, Sishtehe Purvam Jagat Avyakta Rupena. So, Maya is Avyaktam. Maya is also Avyaktam. Brahmani Asit. Before its origination, the universe was existent potentially in Brahman. And Shankaracharya gives an example also, Bijasya Antaha Ankuraha Iva. Like the sprout potentially existing in the seed. We have seen this last class, but I am just revising it. The Ankuraha sprout is comparable to universe and Brahman is compared to the Bijam, the seed. This is the essence of the first line. Bijasya antaha ankuraha iva, like the sprout in a seed within a seed. Idam jagate, this world also was existent in Brahman. This universe was existent in Brahman. In what form? Nirvikalpam, in unmanifest, undifferentiated potential form. Nirvikalpa asid. Nirvikalpam asid. Here we say that the tree was existing in the seed before its origination in potential form. But when the tree exists in the seed in potential form, our general expression is slightly different. We do not say the tree exists in the seed. Even though that is the truth, our general expression is tree was existing in the form of the seed. Instead of saying the tree potentially exists in the seed, that is the exact expression. But generally we do not say tree is in the seed. We say tree is in the form of seed itself. In the same way, the right expression is the world, the unmanifest world, was existing in Brahman. But Vedanta does not put it that way. The unmanifest world was existing in the form of Brahman itself. So therefore, Nirvikalpam, some Acharya translate as Brahman itself. The universe was in the form of Brahman, the Jagat Karanam, before its origination. This is only a subtle difference. I went to that construction place for the dust inside. Little dust. Should go with a mask, I think. We have become more, I don't know how. When we were children, we used to play with the dust and all that. Now, little bit, I didn't realize it. Then what happens? Maya kalpita deshakalala kalana vaichitta chitrikritam. Maya kalpita deshakala kalana. That unmanifest world was made manifest. The undifferentiated world got differentiated. Chitrikritam. made to manifest, magnified, multiplied, differentiated, just as from the undifferentiated seed gradually differentiation comes, this sprout comes, then you can see the branches, the leaves, the twig, flowers, the fruit. They are all differentiation from the past condition where these differences were not there. You can see in our fall time all the leaves fall, and winter time what happened? The tree become potential form, undifferentiated. And the spring comes, what happens? Manifestation. How fast it manifests. In 1 week you can see the whole tree full of leaves and flowers. These are all. Why they need proof for Bhagavan's existence, I don't know.
Swami, can you explain that subtle difference on the
What?
You were saying how it exists, how some acharyas have said it exists in the Karanam as Brahman itself. That part I don't know.
See, gold is the Karanam. Right? Now, the ornaments are Karyam. So, some Acharya says what? The gold itself is ornaments. Same way, Brahman itself is the creation.
So it eliminates any kind of transformation.
No. Transformation is there. See, name and form is there. Today morning only I was talking about it in my Nashkarma Siddhi. This topic also was there. That Nama Rupa is required. Because Brahman as such is useless. That's why in Saundarya Lahari it is Shiva Shaktya Yuktaha. Without Shakti, Shiva has no movement. So, what you call a gold biscuit is not useful. Unless that gold manifests as name and form, it is not useful. So, all useful things in this world has got Nama Rupa. But all useful things are useless. Now, this understanding is called Vedanta. If this understanding is there, then there is no Ragadvesha. Somebody is doing that, why he is doing that? No, let him do it. This Ragadvesha is because this giving reality to things in this world. That's where the ego comes. The falsification of ego is the study of Vedanta. Should give you. If study of Vedanta has not given you that falsification of ego, then better not study. After studying 20 years of Vedanta, still the ego is so strong, then where are we? Why are we studying? So we have to at least come to a point that recognition of our ego should be there at least. This much. The ego comes and sprouts and manifests in our mind. We should be able to at least recognize, oh, he is coming. So this Name and form, useful. Without name and form, no, it's not useful. Even Jivan Mukta Purusha has to use ego. But he knows it is false. Like I was telling you that day, Gurudev was drinking coffee and he said, who said there is no joy in coffee? Then afterwards he said, it's temporary. That is the important thing. Temporary joy. So, Chitri Kritam, it was diversified. And for this multiplication of one Brahman into the manifold world, what is required? Multiplication requires division. Multiplication required division, and similarly one Brahman was multiplied into the world form, root, division. Now Brahman cannot divide, okay? Brahman is indivisible. So it is as though multiplied. Isn't it? One sun, there are 1,000 pots with water. You say sun is 1,000 suns. 1,000 suns, but sun is not divided into 1,000. Now the question is, how does the division happen? What brings about this division? Shankaracharya gives in a very technical form. These are beautiful verses worth contemplating again and again. How do we divide the people? Suppose there are two people here, I am here and another person is there. I see two people and one person is located here, another person is located there. Therefore, the division between these two people is caused by the spatial location. Space is responsible for the duality. What type of duality? I am here and you are there. This is called horizontal division caused by space. So, desha nimitta bhedaha. And there is another division possible. Here, what is the division? I am seeing two people divided by space, and I am experiencing both the people at the same time. But time is the same, the presence, and there are two people. The division caused by space. Time is same, space is different. Now there is another type of division possible. I am sitting here in the same place. Another person cannot be there. Another person cannot be there in the same place I am occupying. But it is possible under another condition. How is it possible? At the same time, two people can occupy the same place in different time. I finish my talk, somebody else can come and sit and talk. This is called vertical division. So therefore Vedanta says whole world is divided horizontally by space and vertically by time. Horizontal is space. Space-wise. Space-wise. No. Space-wise. When you say division, space-wise division, time-wise division. This is termed as horizontal and vertical. Say, space-wise division is what? Horizontal. You are there, I am here. In space only. In space only. In space only.
Her question is, why is space not like this? Because space is there also. Am I right? Is that your question?
No. That is okay. That is why it is vertical. That's why the difference is called vertical, because space is there also. Everything is happening in space. But we termed as one is vertical, another is horizontal. Why? Because we are using two terms. One is space and time. Desha, Kala. These two terms are used. Therefore, there is a horizontal and vertical. Both are space. Yeah. Therefore, multiplication is caused by Desha and Kala. Space, time is responsible for the perception of plurality. Now, what is that space and time? What is that space and time? Space and time is nothing but our mind, isn't it? Time is a concept of the mind. Einstein theory. If you want to know the real time, is that you stand on a hot plate with a stopwatch, then you know how long is that second needle. That's why in Ramayana also, Sita ji felt one moment is one kalpa. Because of viraha dukkham. You all had any viraha dukkham so far? Then you will know. 1 minute become one kalpa. So, what is that? Maya kalpitam. Means what? It's not real. Remove the time and space, you will not see plurality. And who is the cause of this time and space? Shankaracharya says, Maya kalpita desha kala kalana. Caused by Maya Shakti. Thus the Maya Shakti in Brahman creates time and space. And when I look at through time and space, Advaitam is perceived as Dvaitam. Ekam Brahma is perceived as Anekam Jagat. In one of the texts, it is given some example, very beautiful. A glass of water, not full, three-fourths full. You put a small stick and look from outside. What do you see? The stick is bent. So it is Advaitam, it feels Dvaitam. Because what? Desha Kala Kalana. You are looking through the goggle, looking through the glass. Same way, looking through the glass of time and space. Advaitam become Dvaitam. Maya kalpida deshakala kalana vaichitra chitri kritam. One compound word. It is one word, so you have to understand. Chitri kritam means multiplied. By what? Vaichitri. Vaichitram. Vaichitriyam means the diversity, variety. And what type of diversity? Kalana. Kalana means sambandha. Sambandha or influenced. Diversity caused or diversity of influence. Variety of influence, kalana. Influence of what? Desha, kala. Influence of time and space. And how did they come into existence? Maya kalpitam. Which is brought about by Maya Shakti. Now, where is this Maya Shakti? Which is in Brahman. Now, don't ask, why should that Brahman have this Maya Shakti? If Maya Shakti is not there, the world will not be there, okay? If the world is not there, you will not be enjoying this world. Eh? It is not, nothing wrong with Maya Shakti. Eh? We can call attribute or what, doesn't matter. But what is to be understood is, it is not real. This understanding is, however much you have bang on your head, it doesn't dawn. That is called Maya. However much you say, after getting out of the class, the whole thing is gone. Oh, Maya. Now, what is the essence of this entire line? Brahman continues to be non-dual when Maya Shakti is activated, called Vikshepa Shakti. Then the time and space comes into existence, and they are the goggles for the consciousness. When I look through the time-space spectacle, a non-dual Brahman appears or is modified into the pluralistic universe. And remove the time-space goggle regularly. You know, when do you do that? When the moment you go to sleep. You can experiment in the middle of class also. Now you see varieties of students. Desakala kalana vaichitrya. Many colors, many sound, many form. Moment mind doses off, that is called individual Maya. When the mind Shakti is withdrawn, the time goes, space goes, you do not have the variety at all. There is only one non-dual you, the Chaitanyam, and therefore Maya Kalpita Deshakala Kalana Vaichitra Chitri Kritam. One person told me also that. He was in I was giving a talk in a nice auditorium. There are all seats were there. Very comfortable, air conditioned, cozy atmosphere. So I started talking. At the end of the class, one person was sitting there. Everybody got up and went. I asked, how did you enjoy my class? That's a wrong question to ask. After the lecture, if you ask anybody. Swamiji, in the beginning it was so good, I could see you. But afterwards the stage disappeared. You disappeared, and then the whole hall disappeared. I was in total nirvikalpa samadhi. Only when he heard the people getting up, the sound, he woke up. So in sleep, what happened? This is what he's trying to say. The concept of time, space disappears. Why? The mind disappears. The moment the mind comes into play, then only Desha Kala Kalana comes. So, you are experiencing an avastha where no experience of time or space, but at the same time you are in Ananda. Now this is what our Shastra says. It is not against your Anubhava. It is not against your experience. It is your own experience that the mind is in absolute bliss. Actually, mind even doesn't know that is in bliss. So there is a state, a blissful state, which is our real state, where we do not depend upon any objects for interaction. Without interacting any object, I can still be happy. That is proved by Sushupti Ananda, Sleep Ananda. You should give some name to himself, Swami. Sushupti Ananda. Nidrananda. Nidrananda will be nice. Nityananda. Nityananda is there. Now, and for creating the world out of itself, what are the instruments used by Brahman? Because we require a creator, the raw material, the instrument also. Carpenter is the creator, wood is the raw material, but those two are not sufficient. He requires an instrument. Now, Brahman is the creator, carpenter, Brahman is the raw material, and the wood also. Brahman is like the wood also. And what are the instruments used by Brahman? Shankaracharya says Brahman is the instrument also. Instrument also Brahman, and therefore Swechaya, by mere sankalpa, without requiring any instrument. If you have any doubt, dream is the example. Mandukya. In Mandukya, the dream creation, who is the intelligent cause? You. Material cause? You. Instrumental cause? You. Same way Paramatma. Ichchaya, Swasankalpa Matrena. And this is also not impossible because we do the same thing in creating the Swapna. Brahman doesn't do sankalpa. It is a mixture that does sankalpa. Brahman as it is, no vikalpa, no thoughts. But it is always the mixture. So, mixture means what? Brahman plus Maya, Ishvara. So that's why Ishvara has got incarnation, etc. Brahman itself, no. That's why today morning there was a discussion about who is telling Aham Brahmasmi? I am Brahman. Who is telling? Which standpoint the statement is made? This was discussion. Sureshwaracharya in Nishkarma Siddhi. This discussion is very beautiful. Who is telling? If you say ego is telling Aham Brahmasmi, then it's an ego statement that it cannot be Brahman. Then Brahman cannot say Aham Brahmasmi, because to say Aham Brahmasmi he has to have some instrument. Isn't it? So Brahman cannot say Aham Brahmasmi. Ego, if he say Aham Brahmasmi, it is not correct. It will be an egoistic statement. So the Sureshwaracharya analyzes it and he says it is a combination of both ego and Brahman. Unless it is a combination, you can't make that statement. To make that statement, Aham Brahmasmi, it has to have this combination. So, it is something like, now this is called Adhyaropavada. Now first statement we say there is a pot, a clay pot, Nama Rupa. Then we say that is the Karyam, effect. Now when you say it is an effect, then you ask what is the Karanam. The Karanam is what? Clay. Now the third step is what? There cannot be any Karyam without Karanam. There cannot be any effect without effect, cause. So, Nama Rupa is Mithya. Clay alone is Satyam. When Nama Rupa itself is not there, the Karyam itself is not there, then how can there be Karanam? So therefore we say truth is Karya Karana Vilakshanam Param. Okay. Now at the same time, the name and form is useful. Clay by itself is not useful. Without name and form, the pot is not useful. So while using the pot, we can say it has no existence. It has no real existence. It has no independent existence. This understanding is called real Vedanta. Don't dismiss anything. First Vedanta dismisses everything as unreal. Then it take it back. Take it back with what? With understanding it is not real. First you say it is a nakli and then you wear it. I hope you are getting it. Not confusing it, okay? Maya kalpita desha kala kalana vaichitya chitrikritam. He gives example. Maya veva vijrambayatyapi mahayogiva yasvechaya. So what is the raw material? Without any raw material, with his own magical power, the magician materializes, and we are all magician in producing the dream world. And Paramatma is magician in producing this world. And that is why in Christianity they say Lord created the world out of nothing. It looks as though asatkaryavadaha, we have to interpret properly. We can extract Advaitam from Bible. For that you have to study Vedanta first. Then you can extract. When you say Lord creates world out of nothing, we should comment upon that. Lord creates world out of nothing else but out of himself. Therefore, Mayavi Iva, he materializes like the magician, or Brahma Mahayogi Iva, or like a great Siddha Purusha who can also materializes things, like Vishwamitra materialized Trishangu Surga. And we also read in the books of various Siddha Purushas who materializes things. And Shankaracharya gives Mayavi Iva, Mahayogi Iva. A Siddha Purusha can also materialize. A magician also can materialize. Therefore we get mixed up now. Who is who? We get into controversy. Some people are worshipped by others as Siddha, whereas some other people say that person is not a Siddha, he is a simple magician. And they also claim we can also materialize everything that the Siddha Purusha materializes. How do you know who is Siddha and who is magician? We have no method of knowing, so it is your belief whether Siddha or magician. Therefore, Shankaracharya gives both example, lot of similarities between a Mayavi and a Mahayogi. Swachaya Sankalpa Matrena, Paramatma creates the world and therefore he is the intelligent cause. Thus, in the first three lines, Shankaracharya has established Paramatma is Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. Then Shankaracharya answers one more question, which is often asked: how did this world come into being? Or why did Bhagavan create the world at all? Because he is a jnani. He does not require anything to be happy. We are ajnanis, unhappy, and therefore go on producing things, seeking happiness. But Paramatma need not seek happiness by creating world. He must be Atmanyeva Atmana Tushtaha. He cannot create anything out of desire. Then why did Bhagavan create the world if he does not have a desire? This is one question we get often, especially when problem comes. When everything goes well, we never question Paramatma. When things go wrong, why did he do all this? And generally, Shastra gives the answer, the world has to be created because we have got lot of karmas to be exhausted. Since we have got lot of punya papa karmas and the karmas have to be exhausted, and the exhaustion can take place only through experiences, and the experiences require a world, and when punyam has to be exhausted, one has to create surgam, and he has to create narakam for exhaustion of some people's papam. Why does Bhagavan create higher lokas for the exhaustion of some people punya? And why did Bhagavan create the earth for the exhaustion of people punya papa? Mixture. Punyam is dominant, higher loka, papam dominant, lower lokas. Naraka doesn't mean only there is a place where they will be made pakode. Not that. Here itself, papayoni, animals, reptiles, these are all papayonis. Otherwise, how do you explain that? Punyena punyam papena papam upayameva manushyalokam. How did we all get this karma? Very simple, because in the previous janma, previous srishti, we have done a lot of good and bad karmas. Some of the karmas got exhausted in the previous srishti, but some remainder were there. For that, this srishti, therefore, how did we get the karma? Because of the previous srishti. Then what will be the next question? Swamiji, how did the previous srishti come? Because of the remainder karma, avashishta karma of its previous srishti. And how did previous srishti come? Because its previous srishti. You get irritated. You ask Swamiji, tell me, how did the first blessed creation? But you want to be decent. How did you want to say cursed creation, but you want to be decent? How did the first blessed creation come? Because for the first creation, karma is not there, because there is no previous srishti. First srishti, there is no karma. This is one of the fundamental questions everybody asks. Shankaracharya answers that question through one single word in the first line. Now I will go back to that word. I left it consciously. I will go back to that. Bijasyantarivankuro jakatitam prang nirvikalpam punaha. Punaha. That punaha answered the question. Punaha means repeatedly. Means again and again and again and again. You have to go on saying until night. But then we cannot run the class, you see. Therefore, Shankaracharya puts one punaha only. Punaha indicates the cyclic nature of the creation. It happens repeatedly in a cyclic process, that karma, the creation, from creation, the karma, creation to karma, and karma to creation is anadi ananta chakra. And once you once you understand this as a cyclic process, you will not ask the question, which is the beginning. A beginning is there only for a line. A line has a beginning and end. A circle does not have a beginning and end. But again, people ask questions. Swamiji, to make a circle, you have to start somewhere. We are talking about after the circle is formed. Not before the cycle is formed. Now that beginning and end thinking is called linear thinking. Human intellect is oriented towards linear thinking. Because generally we see beginning and end of everything. But when you think of the creation as total, you should give up the linear thinking. When you take a segment of the creation, it is linear. You can talk about beginning and end. You take a tree, you can talk about the beginning, birth of a tree, death of the tree. You take the seed, you can talk about beginning and end. But when you take the seed tree cycle, you can never talk about the beginning. You know, they ask coconut or coconut tree, from the seed the tree or from the tree the seed. You can never answer. Which came first? That's why Bhagavan said in Gita, Avyaktat Vyaktayas Sarvaha Prabhavandyharagame Ratriagame Praliyante Tatreva Avyakta Samyake. So, karma to universe, universe to karma, it is an eternal process. And Lord Krishna tells this in Bhagavad Gita, Rupamasyeha tatopalabhyate. In 15th chapter, after painting the beautiful picture of the tree, then he said, Narupamasyeha tatopalabhyate. This tree has no real form. Nanto na chatir cha sampradishta. Nantaha, no end or no beginning. Therefore, in the middle also it is not there. You can never talk about the beginning of the creation. You can never talk about the end of the creation. If you cannot talk about the beginning and end, how can you talk about the middle? Because to find out the middle, you have to know the beginning and end. Therefore, creation is inexplicable in terms of beginning and end. And therefore, Shankara says, Punaha. Thus, we have to imagine a Brahman which expands. The creation contracts, expands. This is an eternal cause. How to stop it? You cannot. You cannot stop it at all. Then I will have to suffer samsara eternally. Vedanta says you cannot stop the process of eternal expansion and contraction, but you can stop the process of suffering through understanding. And what is understanding? Understand that the world is like the Darpada Nagari, Swapna Nagari, and I am the consciousness Adhishthanam, which is never affected by expansion or contraction of the world. Therefore, let it happen. Let me own up my Chaitanya Srupam. That is the only solution. Otherwise, there is no end to this process at all. Therefore, Punaha Punaha Brahma Srijati. Tasmai, to that Paramatma, Brahman Jagat Karanam Brahman Jagat Sri Gurumurtaye, which is who is in the form of Dakshinamurthy, who is none other than my Guru, Idam Namaha, my Namaskaram. Thus, Tum Padartha has been explained. Tat Padartha has been explained. Tum Padartha was first verse, Tat Padartha second verse. Now we enter into the third verse. Yasyaiva spuranam sadatmagamasat kalparthakam bhasate sakshat tattvamasiti vedavajasa yo bodhayatyashritan sakshat karanat bhavenna punaravrittir bhavambo nidho tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye namayidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. Another significant verse, Tvam Padartha, Tat Padartha has been explained, and now Asi, Jivatma Paramatma Aikyam. Now he approaches in a particular way. We'll try to understand that. So, 3 verses, Tattvamasi. Okay. Jivatma Paramatma Aikyam. The non-dual nature of Jivatma Paramatma. Even the word Aikyam is not correct. You know why? Aikyam is possible only when there are 2 things, right? All the religions should become brought into one platform. Not possible. Why? You already divided. Then you try to bring them together. It's not possible. So, we experience a world, and since we experience a world of object in front of us, we come to know that there is a world which exists in front of me. Because the world exists in front of me, I am able to experience the world. Any object that is non-existent cannot be experienced by me. I am able to experience the world. I do not experience your horn. Do I experience, you experience my horn? Why? I do not experience your horn. Why? Because I have some problem in the eye. No. I do not experience your horn because you do not have horn. Thank God. I do not experience an elephant on the desk because there is no elephant. Therefore, very simple fundamental fact is an existent object is experienced, a non-existent object is not experienced. And therefore, the entire experienced world has to be taken as existent world. Even though we do not generally say that, we take for granted. Now I am focusing on that topic because we should not take for granted. Therefore, the whole world is an existent world. And since it is understood by all of us, you do not add that adjective, but it is a fact. So when you say this is a book, what should you understand? An existent book. Existent mic, existent desk, existent chair. That is why in English we say there is a book, there is a chair, there is a star, there is a sun, etc. Thus the whole world of object enjoys existence, is endowed with existence. Now the question is, what is the nature of this existence which is enjoyed by this creation? What is the nature of existence which is enjoyed by the creation, which is proved by our experience? Experience proves existence, and therefore I come to know that the world enjoys existence. There is a very, very big study done by all the systems of philosophy to understand the nature of existence. Sataha, what is its nature? And different system of philosophy has got different interpretation of existence. Exactly like the study of consciousness. Consciousness is a mystery for the scientist even now. Existence is a mystery for the philosophers. And Vedanta has got a unique perception regarding the nature of existence. And the existence is presented by Vedanta with fivefold feature, which is exactly like the description of consciousness. Now, what are the fivefold in consciousness? You must be remembering. Consciousness is not a product, property, or part of body. Even though our experience, consciousness seems to be a property of the body, according to Vedanta, it is not a property. Similarly, Vedanta says existence is not a part, a product, or property of the world of objects. What is the second point? First, remember consciousness, and then we will go to existence consciousness. Consciousness is an independent substance which pervades and enlivens the body. Now Vedanta says existence is an independent substance, not an adjective, it is a noun. We think it is an adjective. That is mohaha. The fact is that existence is a substance in itself which pervades and makes every object existent. The consciousness, what we say, is a substance which pervades the body and makes the body conscious. Similarly, existence is a substance independent and which pervades an object and makes the object existent. Then the third point is consciousness is not limited to the boundaries of the body. It extends beyond the body. It is all pervading. In the same way, existence is not limited by the boundaries of the object. That means what you can see, how Vedanta is getting subtler. When you say this glass, Vedanta says easiness is not only in the glass, it extends beyond the glass. The glass is, the table is, the mic is, the book is. So that easiness extends not only for that object, but all the objects. It is all pervading. And what fourth one is consciousness we will extend to, if consciousness continue to exist even when the body is destroyed, being a separate entity, an independent entity, it continued to exist even after the destruction of the body. Existence also exists even after destruction of the objects which it enlivens. Which means what? Easiness will continue to exist even after the glass is destroyed. Glass goes, eason of the glass does not go. Like body goes, consciousness does not. Similarly, easiness. That body is. Then the fifth feature is, once body goes away, the surviving consciousness exists. Same way, the surviving existence will not be recognizable because the recognizable medium is body, that is gone. The surviving consciousness is not recognizable, not because consciousness is gone, but because the recognizable medium is gone. So light is falling on the hand. When I remove the hand, the light is not seen, but light is there. Similarly, even the whole world is destroyed. The existence, the capital E in Sanskrit, Sat or Satta, survives. That Sat ever will be. Lending Satta to, lending existence to the arriving, departing world. And Vedanta says that this Satta is called Paramatma. It is like the CPA accountant. Whether you make money or you don't make money, you still have to pay. Ayaram, Gairam, doesn't matter. So, whether the thing exists or not exist, but existence is there. So the pure existence which you separate in the world and understand, you have to squeeze out of. Exist. Take the world, put it in a mixie, call your intellect and remove the world part and retain the existence part. That pure independent existence is called Sat. That Sat is called Paramatma. Satchidananda, okay. And out of the body, you separate the body part and squeeze out of consciousness pure. It is called Jivatma. So Jivatma is what? Pure consciousness. Paramatma is pure existence. Then Vedanta says this pure existence which lends existence to the world, this pure consciousness which lends consciousness to the body, both this pure existence and pure consciousness are one and the same. So existence is consciousness, consciousness is existence. Why? Now, I exist. How do you know?
I exist.
Hmm?
I know I exist.
Yeah. What is that I know, you say? That is called consciousness. So existence is inert, insentient, we may think. That is why three words are used. Why three words are used for Brahman? Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. Otherwise three words are not required. Water is water, aqua, pani, tanni. So all these things you can use, but they are all talking about same water. But they call synonyms, but here it is not like that, synonyms. All the three has got its own meaning. But all the three are talking about one thing. So Sat, if you say, you may think it is mute, it is inert. Immediately awareness. So you are aware of your existence. The consciousness, Sat and Chit is together. It is not that one is separate, another is separate, no. And this recognition of the oneness of the existence and consciousness is Jivatma Paramatma Aikyam, which is going to be the essence of this verse. And Shankaracharya says, whichever Guru manages to communicate this identity of this pure existence and pure consciousness, whichever Guru successfully communicate, to that Guru who is Dakshinamurthy, my namaskaram. That is the essence of this verse. We will see more next class. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.